an educationist who's into politics. You can call me a serial entrepreneur. So my father was a very successful chartered accountant and a very successful politician. Seeing him at home, I was automatically inspired. My mother ensured that it's a very normal childhood what we had. Hyderabad, Telangana is all about good food and good people. Mrs. Mamta Banerjee or Mr. Nitish Kumar, they are the guys who are part of this big WhatsApp university. Majority chunk believe in WhatsApp university. The rich become richer, the poor become poorer. Employment is a huge issue. Sufficient youth are not asking these questions. Fake news which has been spread on WhatsApp. I take it as a part of my job and I try to make myself mentally strong in Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan. And still we ended up on the losing side. Yes, definitely we have lost these 3 states. I'm convinced the democratic process has come into question. Have a space for difference of opinion. How many of the youth follow the debate on the Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha? That's another part that debating time only is not left for opposition. You will see that it will be a very different story.
We usually see politicians in parliament or during campaigns, or even in the press we just see the politician, but we rarely get to see the human, the person behind the politician. In this episode of Daily Salar, today we have with us Mansur Ali Khan, the AICC Secretary and Telangana in charge. He wears many hats. He's an educationist, a politician, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, and perhaps much more. Let's talk to him in this candid conversation to know more about him and who he is as a person. So sir, the first thing that we want to know is, what was your childhood like? Were you brought up in Karnataka, or what about it?
I was born and brought up in Karnataka, and always we had a very normal childhood, though my father was a very successful chartered accountant and a very successful politician. So he always held high offices and high positions, but we had a very normal childhood, and my mother ensured that it's a very normal childhood what we had.
So you were brought up in Bangalore itself, you're like throughout your...
Yeah, throughout.
Okay. So how did you become a politician? What inspired you to join politics?
See, basically right from childhood I've seen my father as a politician, though at first he was a chartered accountant. In 1978 he became an MLC for the first time, and from since then to now he's always held positions in the party, in the government. And seeing him at home, I was automatically inspired, and right from the childhood I had this interest in politics. I still remember the instances when I was very small, like politics of the 1980. Like I still remember Mr. Gundurao when he became the chief minister, his cabinet, subsequent events, both state and national. So I have always had the interest right from a very small kid in politics. So I used to follow politics, and going further with the Congress party and its leaders, especially when Rajiv Gandhi became the Prime Minister, that had a huge impact on me as a kid. And then going forward, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, Dr. Manmohan Singh, and then Rahul Gandhi ji, Priyanka ji. So politics has been a matter of interest for me always.
So for our viewers who don't know, his father is Dr. K. Rahman Khan. He's the former Union Minister and former Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha. So because your father was such a prominent person in politics, how did it affect your family? Like of course his time goes into the public work, and we see that politicians actually don't spend so much time with their families, and being a union minister, he might also not have got the chance to be there throughout your childhood probably. So can you tell us what was it like, and having like politicians coming to your place, and that what was it like?
See, since he was a prominent politician, a lot of politicians visited, but though he was a very busy politician, he always was a very caring father. And whenever my father would not be there and busy, my mom filled in a very big role. And my mother had a very big role both in my father's career and my career. Like now, how my wife gives time to my children, my mother gave time to us. And so both the women in the house play a very important role.
And it's a family building, while you're doing this, they are the ones, the pillars at home. Also, so now can you tell us more about your hobbies? What do you do during your free time?
See, basically, other than I call myself an educationist who's into politics. So education is my first passion, or whatever you can call, and it gives me immense pleasure, like getting into setting up education institutions or anything for that matter, philanthropy in education or anything like that. And as far as hobbies go, I play a lot of cricket, then I read, I love traveling. So that keeps me busy. But nowadays, traveling is becoming a little difficult with all the elections. But now with Telangana over, I plan to take a quick a week or 10 days off, so that again we can refocus with the Lok Sabha elections coming around.
So where are you planning to go when you take a break?
Maybe I'm just going to go somewhere. I may go to Maldives, or I feel like going to Kashmir.
That's nice. Also, you mentioned about books. So which was the last book that you read, or a book that you're looking forward to?
Actually, of late, again, I have gone back to R.K. Narayan. So I've been, it's really nice, light. I read Mr. Sampad by R.K. Narayan, and very recently I've been reading a book, You Can Win, though it's another re-edition which has come out, but I'm brushing. That was a very popular book nearly 15-20 years back, so I'm reading that as well at the moment.
Moving next, you spoke about Telangana elections, and Congress won massively over here. Like, this is the first time, apart from BRS, some parties coming to power after Telangana was formed. So what are the plans? I think already we saw that the Praja Bhavan has been opened, and the 6 guarantees has been, of course, one of the campaigns that Congress has been planning to do. But apart from that, what are the plans for the state?
See, basically what had happened after the formation of Telangana, it had become a private limited company sort of a thing of KCR, KTR, his daughter Harish Rao. Now with the Congress government coming in, it is actually a proper government of the people. And that's why you see we had the 6 guarantees. After the first cabinet meeting, the decision of the 6 guarantees were taken, and then you saw the free bus and the insurance scheme being rolled out in a couple of days from when we took over. And you will see the whole objective of the Congress government is to make this government should be of the people and by the people. So, and I'm sure our Chief Minister Revant Reddy will definitely do a great job, and he has a very good cabinet. And like what we are doing in Karnataka, we will implement all the 6 guarantees and make sure the quality of life and the standard of life of the common man goes up. And it will not be like the rich become richer, the poor become poorer. So it will be a good life for all people in the entire strata of the society.
I think in an interview with The Hindu, you mentioned that the reason Congress lost in the other 3 states, that is Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, was because it did not have it did not follow a data-driven campaign. And regarding the poll strategies, like, it did not go along those lines. So what do you have to say about that also?
See, I don't think so. I said about the data-driven strategy or anything, but what I see, if you see, we have held on to our vote share in Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan because to last polls to now. And Madhya Pradesh, yes, maybe we could have done much better. But because very, very important, the electioneering has changed. The people, the perceptions, the way they voting behavioral patterns have changed. So, for example, our vote base remained the same in Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan. And still we ended up on the losing side because the vote which the others used to get has slightly tilted towards BJP. But overall in the 5 states, you see Congress got 10 lakh more votes.
Yeah.
So in future, yes, elections will be data and how voting patterns, voter behavior and the issues. And to a very, very large extent, there will be issues which are magnified in a manner which would not have been earlier necessary.
So talking about the issues, now I am a Gen Z person. So, like the issues that were there maybe a decade or 2 decades ago are not the same thing that young people vote on. So, just as a politician or as a person, what are the issues according to you that politicians should be running on? Like, as the demographics of the country is changing now.
See, with the demographics of the country changing, we are a young country, young population. So obviously, employment is a huge issue. Okay, and what are the aspirations of the youth? For example, in Telangana, we had a 15% unemployment rate, one of the highest in the country. So the youth were not with BRS. For any government, it should be employment, development, social welfare of its people, communal harmony. And one very, very important thing, and which has become very, today, the mainstream media has been stressing on so much of, they are no more fourth pillar of democracy. They act as cheerleaders of the government, and the youth should be especially very aware, because if you see the fake news which has been spread on WhatsApp and other groups, and a lot of youth tend to believe that and fall into the trap. So let it be any government. The most important part for the youth is verify, check if what has been promised to you has been fulfilled. Don't fall into this trap of this mainstream media who are just acting as a cheerleaders and not telling you the truth. So the youth should be very well aware that they should do their own research and come to their own conclusions. And the dangerous part is most, I'm not saying all, but a majority chunk believe in WhatsApp university, and that's becoming a problem for the country, because the country cannot be based on fake news and fakery.
Also, so, we rarely see politicians and other leaders talk about climate change or mental health, sustainability, and we see that a lot of youth is, voicing their opinions about this regarding these issues. It's becoming prominent among them to be an activist in these fields. So what do you have to say about these issues, and how can we as a country, make sure that these are better for us? Because now we see the air in Mumbai, Delhi, even to an extent in Bangalore, it's literally not breathable. So what do you have to say about that?
This is a very good question you asked about the youth, but I feel still sufficient youth are not asking these questions. Now, for example, pollution, air quality, it is a very, very important aspect of any election or any government should be asked and questioned. Right. But how many do you find anything in our mainstream media coming up on pollution or carbon emissions or environment? No. Okay, you see now Delhi had such a big crisis. The moment you question why the youth should come forward and question this in a big manner is unless only the youth can herald the coming change in the next 2-3 decades. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, there is a deliberate attempt by this present dispensation and the mainstream media to take the youth away from these real issues, like, for example, pollution, let it be carbon emissions, let it be so many other which are like global warming. But when you find that there will not be a single discussion or debate on these issues on your mainstream channels, on newspapers, or even on your WhatsApp university. And that is, I think there has to be a conscious effort. That's where not only India, the entire globe is facing a issue with this. But in India, it's more, because if you go to a European country or a Western country, these pollution and environment become major issues. Here in India, we are just sitting and we are into issues like who's wearing what dress, who's eating what, and that is magnified. On the mainstream media channels, you have who's marrying whom, who came from which country, and they run the news for next 1 month. Okay, and especially you observe the pattern when very important, you tell me today, how many of the youth follow the debate on the Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha? That's another part, that debating time only is not left for opposition. But how many youth even know where that censored TV exists? So that it's actually, you can call it, if the pattern doesn't change, India will face a crisis in the future with the youth not knowing the real issues.
So, what are your next plans for 2024 upcoming Lok Sabha elections, and what role would you play as the Congress, in the Congress party for that election?
See, as far as 2024 elections are concerned, at the moment I'm in charge AICC Secretary for Telangana, and we want to make sure that we win the maximum number of Lok Sabha seats from there, and even in Karnataka. So I want to do everything possible which would strengthen the hands of the Congress party, because I'm convinced that going forward, it is only Congress party which can maintain the democratic setup of India and also protect the Constitution of India. So it becomes, and any role which the party assigns me in this task, I will be taking that.
Also, so what do you have to say about the India bloc? Because it's of course a very important opposition for BJP right now. But after the 3 losses the Congress had in the assembly elections, we're seeing here and there a bit of dismantling. Like Mamata Banerjee is not happy. We can see that. Nitish Kumar. So what is it going to be like?
See, definitely going forward for 2024, India bloc will emerge as a very strong alternate for this present government, and let it be Mrs. Mamata Banerjee or Mr. Nitish Kumar. We have a very wise Congress leadership in Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, Rahul ji, Sonia ji and Priyanka ji, and whatever the issues will be sorted out. And I'm sure when the Lok Sabha elections come, you will see that it will be a very different story. Or let it this, yes, definitely we have lost these 3 states, but we have the resolve to bounce back, and in the Lok Sabha you will see India bloc will have a very good performance, and we plan to out this government by 2024.
Also, what are your plans for next year? Like your personal plans, be it in terms of travel or the books you read or any other hobbies that you would like to pick up?
See, definitely I would love to travel, and I'm working on a project where, on an education project and an online education project, where we will have education at a very affordable price, which will be accessible to different parts of India, and there will be a level playing ground in education. I'm really excited about that online education project which I'm pursuing at the moment, and hopefully in the next couple of months you'll see the launch of that project.
Good luck with that. We're really excited to see that. Also, so last thing, can you share some fun moments that you had during Telangana campaigns, because you were there on the groundwork, or something that, throughout your political journey that it's not there in the mainstream, something that's fun and we are not aware of?
See, during the Telangana election, the fun part was most of the team, the senior team and we all, the stress levels were so high. We didn't realize every time we used to meet and we used to end up discussing, we ended up eating so much of good food in Hyderabad. Maybe each one of us who are in the senior leadership or in the team, we all have ended up putting on nearly 3-4 kgs minimum in the last 1 month. And always, as usual, we have a few very, very nice moments in the campaign and in this thing. And one particular moment is we had one very important leader join the party, but as soon as the leader joined, we expected the leader to talk for 5 minutes, and the leader ended up talking for 40 minutes, and we had such a catch up to do. So the entire day's program went haywire, and I was really pulled up for that one program.
That's nice. Also, what was the best thing that you had in Telangana, Hyderabad? Any particular food?
Hyderabad, there's so many good things like the biryani, the halim, and then the kebabs, and then again you have the traditional Telangana Andhra food meals. So, in fact, Hyderabad, Telangana is all about good food and good people.
So, any particular food that was your favorite?
Actually, I went to this one particular place after a campaign in Mahabubnagar district, to a particular place. We are so hungry. I had lunch at 6:30, and it was a meal Andhra style. I don't think so I've had a better meal in my life. It was so tasty and nice. And apart from that, the traditional Hyderabad biryani was fantastic.
Also, so talking about mental health, like we have heard a lot of people, like we have seen actors coming out and talking about it, entrepreneurs saying about their mental health issues, but we rarely see any politician, telling us about their mental health issues, or what it is like, because they have trolled. And I think recently, even in the parliament, the deputy vice president, he spoke about it, that the trolls do affect that. So what is your take on that? And if ever, have you faced any criticism or some trolling on social media or anything?
See, this is the reflection of the society we've become. Frankly, trolling has become very, very common, and that's why you should have a space for difference of opinion. Why all this is happening? Over the last 10 years, if you differ on a particular opinion, you have a troll army from that particular party or organization literally trolling you to so much that they want to shut you down. And there is this, see, the democratic process has come into question. So today, yes, agreed, the Vice President of India may say, but the situation has come over the last 9 years. If you were on Twitter or Facebook 10 years back, you didn't have a troll army chasing you. But today, you differ with the ruling dispensation, you have a troll army chasing you. So in future, what will happen? What this particular party is doing, maybe it tempts the other parties to do that. And yes, definitely trolling affects the mental health, and even as politicians are human, they may fall prey to this.
So you don't have any experience of trolling as of yet?
I do. But I take it as a part of my job, and I try to make myself mentally strong. And because usually people who troll you, they are the guys who are part of this big WhatsApp university and false fake news, and deliberately a part of hate has been gone into these people.
Also, so now can we talk about your entrepreneurial journey, or what it is like? What do you invest in, and what are your major interests when it comes to entrepreneurship?
See, as far as entrepreneurship, I find myself to be good in establishing education institutions, educational infrastructure, sporting infrastructure, and I'm fairly good in setting up of software companies. So this is a little part of entrepreneur in me, and I've always loved doing things out of the box and doing projects which are not routine. So I like doing all those things. So you can call me a serial entrepreneur.
A very Bangalorean thing to say. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for doing this. It was great knowing this about you. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.